channel. So today I'm here with my 2007 𝐸𝐴 potty doll named Autumn, as you guys probably know. So recently I had an idea, which I also shared on my community post, to do a Baby Alive related collection series. Now what you guys can basically expect for this new collection series is to see different kinds of Baby Alive related videos on my channel where I showcase different categories of things that I have for my Baby Alive dolls. Basically, it'll be a full video dedicated to me showing a specific category of Baby Alive accessories. So I do already have a few categories brainstormed out already, and this is what I've thought of so far. So on the top it says Baby Alive collection series. Now I was thinking of doing bibs, bottles, bowls and spoons, pacifiers, clothes, diapers and food packets, toys and stuffed animals, shoes and hair accessories. So those are a few things that I've already thought of. If you guys come up with any other ideas that I can add to this list, please make sure to comment them down below. I would love to hear your ideas. And then over here is basically all of the different ideas that I had categorized into their own categories. So I have bowls and spoons together, which is going to be today's video. And then I have bottles and bibs, pacifiers. Pacifiers need their own category because honestly, I have way too many to even count, so I'll definitely have to give them their own video. I also have clothes. You guys probably know I have way too many clothes, so those will probably need their own video as well. I have hair accessories and shoes, diapers and food packets together for sure. Toys and stuffed animals, those fall under the same category, and then bags as well that I've thought of. So far, those are all of the things that I've thought of for this collection series. But like I said, if you guys have any more ideas, make sure to comment them down below, and I'll definitely try my best to implement it into the list. Sometimes, and I feel like a lot of other people can also relate with me on this, is that we lose ideas. Sometimes we just run out of ideas. It honestly sucks when I can't even think of anything to make a video about because I just ran out of ideas, and I don't want to keep on doing the same kinds of videos repetitively, feedings, routines and stuff. I just want to have a fresh batch of ideas ready. So it is hard to come up with a bunch of ideas, but I do hope that you guys end up liking this new series that I'm doing. I probably won't do a collection video every single week. I'll probably just do it once every couple of weeks. You guys already know that I try my best to upload every week on Friday, and for some people around the world it's usually on a Saturday. But from my time zone, my videos usually premiere at 6:30 on a Friday evening. So for other people, it's obviously on Saturdays, late night Fridays, things like that, early morning Fridays. It definitely just depends on your time zone for sure, because everyone around the world has different time zones. And I feel 6:30 is a really good time, especially for me, because I'm usually home from work by then. And I usually have everything sorted out by then, so then I have time to go ahead and go to my YouTube video and kind of just check up on you guys while it's premiering. But yeah, that's besides the point. So basically what I'm trying to do is add a little bit more diversity of video categories to my channel. So if there's any other ideas that you guys have for video ideas, because especially for me as a content creator, I always tend to run out of ideas, and then I just have to think of different things I can do, and sometimes those ideas can be really random. So having you guys as my audience is amazing because you guys always come up with amazing video suggestions. So if you ever have any, make sure to either comment down below or DM me on Instagram and send me your ideas, because I'd love to hear them and I'd love to make them come to life. Anyways, that's enough yapping, so we're actually gonna move on to the real point of today's video. Now, as I mentioned earlier, and as the title says, today's video is going to be about showing you guys my bowls and spoons that I use for my Baby Alive dolls, and that you've probably seen in general in my Baby Alive videos. And I do get comments all the time asking where something I might get specifically. So today I kind of want to go through where I got those bowls and spoons from, where they came from, where you can find them, and things like that for sure. So yeah, I actually have my big bucket of feeding supplies over here. If you guys want to see more in depth of this container right over here that I'm about to show, make sure to check out my organization video, or how I organize my Baby Alive accessories. I think that's what the video is called. So if you guys are more interested in seeing how I organize my doll stuff, then for sure check out that video because you will see so much things in depth. And yeah, anyways, so I'm gonna move Autumn to the side, and she's just kind of gonna spectate us going through all of these accessories together. This is what my big bucket of feeding supplies looks like. I know it's a lot. I actually had a YouTube short, or like a TikTok I made long ago, go viral on my channel recently, which is honestly amazing. And I'm getting a lot of comments about this specific container like 3 years later after that video was made, so I find that to be pretty funny. But yeah, thank you guys so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Let's go ahead and open this container up and take a look. This is kind of just an overview of everything I have in here. Now, because this container is low-key tiny, I have a few other feeding accessories that are not actually featured inside of this container, and they're just kind of scattered around the nursery, so I'll also bring them in to show you guys. But because today's video is going to be all about my Baby Alive spoons and bowls, my bowls are on the left side over there, and my spoons are on the right side. So let's go ahead and get started with my utensils first. Now, to hold my utensils, I actually have this little glass bowl, and it holds basically almost all of my spoons. And then I have a tower of bowls that I'll also probably just take out because I will show you guys them later. There's so many. I'm scared I'm gonna like tip them down, but I think we got all of them. Yeah, we're good. This isn't really related to bowls or spoons, but I think I'll also feature them in today's video because I can't really think of what other category this would fall under. So I'm just gonna move this container to the side, and we're gonna go look in depth for all of these bowls and plates, and also all of my utensils, and then these two because I always get questions about them. And then here are a few other things that I don't have in the container, but I thought I should include in the video as well. I'm just gonna like tilt my camera down so that you guys can see. And then I have these and also these. Alright, so I have everything scattered over here, and what I think we're gonna start off is nice and sweet by starting off with the utensils. So I'm actually just gonna grab out all of the utensils I see, just put them right there, and we'll go through all of these, don't worry guys. Okay, now that I have my life together and everything is kind of separated, we're gonna go ahead and get started with my utensils. Okay, so as I previously mentioned earlier, is that I have a lot of my spoons in this little bowl that just goes into my container, as you guys already saw. So here are my main Baby Alive spoons that I see myself using so much. I have a lot, like I have to grab all of them out just to show you guys, but I definitely do have a lot, and some of these spoons have a little backstory on how I got them, so I thought I'd also answer where I got them from and how you guys can find them too. So I think we'll get started with all of my magnetic spoons. So as you guys can probably tell, all of my magnetic spoons are kind of just connected together. That's because they're magnetic and they react when they're around magnets. So if I was to put like a bottle near these spoons, they would all like connect to it if it was magnetic, obviously. But I think we'll just start with my magnetic spoons because I do get quite a lot of questions on how I get them. So I have 6 different magnetic spoons in total, which is quite a lot because I think 2 or 3 years ago I didn't even have one. And all of a sudden I have 6, so that is honestly amazing. So let's start off with this one right over here. This is the 2012 Baby Alive Real Surprises spoon. Now this spoon I got fairly recently with my Baby Alive Real Surprises baby when I did like a restoration of her, and she came with a lot of her original accessories, so that's kind of when I got her, and the spoon. But yeah, I basically got this spoon very recently. I haven't always had this, if you guys probably remember. But somewhere where you could probably find this is definitely like where I found mine, which was Facebook Marketplace. You could probably find it on like secondhand retailing websites and things like that, because the Baby Alive Real Surprises babies are over 13 years old now. So you definitely cannot find like the Real Surprises baby in stores anymore. So I would definitely recommend looking like on online websites like Facebook Marketplace. And if you were to like order online, then I would probably say like eBay or Mercari. But that is basically where I got my magnetic spoon from and where you guys can find it. I absolutely love the design of that spoon. It's so gorgeous. Okay, let's move on to this blue one right over here. So you guys probably may not see the spoon very often. That is because the spoon might actually be considered pretty rare. So this spoon actually came with the Baby Alive Deer High Chair. Now, when I got my Baby Alive Deer Hide chair, this spoon did not come with it. I had to order it separately off of eBay. So I found my magnetic spoon on an eBay lot. But if I was to like tell you guys where you could find one, I would probably say eBay as well, because that's probably the most easiest place to find a spoon like this. Or if you have any luck, you can probably find this on like Facebook Marketplace and things like that. Facebook Marketplace is definitely one of the best like websites or apps you can use to find like Baby Alive things, especially if they're old, which this spoon is actually pretty old. It is from 2006. Spoon is from 2006. Only it's focusing. There we go. 2006. So it's a pretty old spoon. The spoon is older than me. So it is obviously pretty hard to find the spoon, but those two places are the places I would recommend the most. And I found mine on eBay as well. Next up, the next magnetic spoon we're going to move on to is this one right over here. So this spoon came with a Baby Alive food packet refill pack, I would say. It came with a Baby Alive food packet set from, I think, 2006, because the spoon is from 2006. And it came with a bunch of older food packets. And something that you guys might actually be happy to hear is that this spoon is actually very common to find. You can find this spoon very easily. You should be able to find it on Marketplace pretty easily. You can find it on eBay, Mercari, because this spoon is very, very common. And it came with a refill pack set that you guys can still find, especially like with all of the brand new food packets and like unopened too. So that's kind of where I would recommend finding this. I got mine from an eBay lot when I purchased my 2009 soft face, which I no longer have, but I do have her accessories. And this is one of the spoons that came with her. So that's where I got mine, but that is the spoon. And then now we have 3 more. So this is also the same lot that I got this spoon and that spoon from that I just showed. And this one also came with my previous 2009 soft face. So I got mine on an eBay lot, but if you guys were to look for one, I would definitely recommend eBay, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace to find a similar spoon to this. But actually, I love the design of this. Like, I love the purple star and then like the magenta base. Absolutely in love with the spoon. It's super gorgeous. And then here is my 2007 Learns to Potty Doll magnetic spoon. And this one that actually came with my 2007 French speaking Learns to Potty Doll. And she actually came with the spoon, which was amazing because I've been needing the 2007 Learns to Potty Doll spoon for the longest time. Summer did not include her original spoon, so I had to like fish down an eBay lot to find this, but I'm really glad to have the original spoon to Learns to Potty Doll. And Autumn is really happy to have her original spoon as well. But anyways, definitely eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Mercari to find these different kinds of spoons, magnetic spoons. And then last but certainly not least, this is my last magnetic spoon that I have. And this came with the 2006 soft face, as you can tell from the purple / magenta kind of base and the yellow star. So this goes the same with all of the other spoons I mentioned. You can find this like easily on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and like Mercari and things like that. So that's like where you can find this. But I also purchased mine off of an eBay lot for my Baby Alive 2006 soft face, and it basically came with all of the accessories that would go with the 2006 soft face, and the spoon was one of them. So that is all of my magnetic spoons shown to you guys and told where I got them and where you can find them. So now let's move on to like my more generic spoons. Let's actually focus on my spoons that are not Baby Alive related, and then we'll move on to the other ones. Okay, so starting off, as you guys can probably tell, I have these 2 utensils over here. So this is a fork that came with a Walmart set, and this is also the matching spoon that goes with it. Now these 2 utensils are actually linked with this playset over here that I was gonna like mention in my bowls category, but I thought I'd demonstrate how this kind of works. So as you guys can tell, this is kind of like what the food plate looks like, and we have macaroni and cheese, we have carrots and peas, and then we do have some fruits over here. So the cool thing about this spoon is that this is actually a magic spoon. So what happens is once you place it into this compartment over here and you pull it up, the peas and the carrots actually go into the spoon, which is so cool. And once it touches the doll's mouth, it disappears, as if the doll ate it, which is so cool. And I really love these specific kinds of doll toys because they're just so realistic and so fun to play with. Like, imagine having a baby alive doll that's like tube is broken, for example, or that just doesn't like drink and wet in general. Having something like this is amazing for feeding them because it's just so realistic and it's mess free. And it's even fun to feed the doll because of how like realistic this playset is. And I'll tell you guys where I found this in just a minute and where you can find it too. And then over here, as I mentioned, is the mac and cheese. Now the really cool thing about this is that once you add the fork to the mac and cheese and you pull it out, it has a cheese pull and it's so satisfying, you guys. Look at that, it's so cool. And then you can also use the fork to grab out some fruits. So we have this apple over here that you can just feed to the doll with the fork. And we have a bunch of strawberries over here as well that you can grab with the fork and pretend to feed the doll as well. I'm absolutely obsessed and I really, really love this playset, you guys. Now, the real question comes is, where did I find this playset? Because I get this asked a lot. Even a TikTok that I posted like about 3 years ago, I still get comments to this day asking where I found it from. So I actually found this amazing playset from Walmart for only $6, you guys. $6 is so cheap, and in this economy, like, you cannot ask for anything else. So you can find this at Walmart, and I know that a lot of people don't live in like North America, so you guys don't like have Walmart and things like that. You can also find very similar kinds of playsets to this in toy stores. You can also search up like online to find this playset as well, like on Amazon and things like that. You might not find the exact same playset as this, but you'll find something very similar. I know when I went to Australia that there was very similar playsets to this specific kinds of toys. So it was basically like a yogurt cup and it had a magic spoon that when you would like put it inside, it would like come out with the food, kind of like this. So you can kind of look for things like that, especially if you're not like in North America. You can still find it like at other different kinds of stores, even department stores as well. Because I got my like yogurt cup playset from Kmart when I went. So that's kind of the really cool thing about this playset over here. So I hope that answers you guys' question on where you can find either this set or something similar in general. Okay, going back to like non-Baby Alive brand related spoons and utensils, I'm gonna actually show you guys these over here because I do get questions about my 18-inch doll utensils and like foods and things like that. So these I actually purchased off of Toys R Us. I think these two pink ones came with my picnic table, and then these two metal looking ones came with my barbecue playset that came, or no, my RV playset, I think. So these are like our generation brands, but nowadays there's a bunch of different kinds of 18-inch dolls that are not like American Girl or our generation. I think the ones that I can think of on the top of my head, there's My Life As, there's Journey Girl, Maple Leah, and like a bunch of other different kinds of generic like 18-inch doll brands, and they will all have similar accessories to these, especially if you guys don't live in an area where our generation exists or My Life As and things like that. So I would definitely recommend searching up 18-inch doll utensils or accessories, and I'm sure you guys will be able to find different kinds of spoons and forks like these. But I thought I'd also mention these, especially even though they're not like baby doll related, they do work really well for like Baby Alive dolls. So I thought I'd include them just in case if you guys had any questions. But that goes with my 18-inch doll feeding supplies. Okay, and then in this bowl, I do have a couple more other generic doll utensils. Here are all of them. Okay, let's start off with this plastic spoon. So this has a pretty funny backstory to it. When I was very young, I would say I was about like 8 or 9 years old, I went with Jessica to Costco with my family, and they were giving out little sample cups with the spoon inside. And then I tried like putting the spoon into Jessica's mouth and it fit perfectly. So then from that day on, I kept this spoon and I still have it to this day. I don't even know why I have it when I have like other spoons to use, but I just have it and I find it to be really funny. But it's the perfect doll size and I can even use this to feed myself, so what else could you ask for? Anyways, we do have this little set of utensils as well. This is a fork, and then this is a spoon. I believe that these are you and me brands, but yet again, I don't really know because I've had these like utensils since I was very young. I would say I was around like 6 or 7. But I've had these for a long time, and these are actually you and me brands. So now that Toys R Us does not exist for America anymore, you could probably find these online, or you could find them like on Facebook Marketplace. They wouldn't be that expensive because these are just generic plastic doll feeding tools. But yeah, that's where I got mine. I got mine from Toys R Us when those really crazy like backpacks existed, which had like 30 different kinds of doll accessories. I believe those two came with that. And then last but certainly not least, this is my last spoon. And I've had this for a long time as well, probably the same time I've had these 3 that I just showed. And I actually use this one to fake feed my dolls. As you can probably tell, this is actually sticky tack. And I think that it's losing its color over here actually, but this is sticky tack, and I would put my paper foods in here to make it look like the spoon has food in it. If you guys want to see what I'm like talking about more in depth, I would recommend watching my tips and tricks video because I explain how to do it. But yeah, those little things over there are just sticky tack, so don't read. I know it's a little gross, but that's kind of how I use it. And then that is just like a generic cooking playset for like young kids. So I wouldn't really know where you could find that. Probably like thrift stores, Facebook Marketplace. I wouldn't recommend eBay because eBay could be too expensive for things like this. But yeah, it's just like a generic cooking playset kind of spoon. Okay, and we're getting closer and closer to finishing, so let's move on to these two over here. So these came with my 2013 Baby Alive My Baby All Gone dolls, and these are the spoons that the dolls came with. I'm actually obsessed with these spoons. I love them so much. So this one came with my blonde doll, and this one came with Jessica, my brunette one. And these are like the original ones. Like these, I'm the first owner of both of these spoons. I've had them for a while, especially this one because I got it when I had Jessica, my second Baby Alive doll in my collection. But where you can find these, I would say like Facebook Marketplace for sure, eBay, Mercari for the Americans, and just like places like that in general. You can search up like Baby Alive My Baby All Gone doll accessories, and these kinds of spoons should show up. But I'm actually obsessed with these spoons, and they work perfectly for like the older Baby Alive dolls with the very small mouths. So yeah, those are where I found these spoons. Let's move on because I have 3 more spoons to show you guys. Okay, so let's move on to these ones. Now these are actually very surprisingly Baby Alive spoons. I can't tell. Oh, okay, it says 2012 Hasbro on the handle right there. I am not sure if you guys can see. I'll try to focus it, but it's very hard to read it. But it does say 2012 Hasbro. So this specific like duo set I actually got off of Facebook Marketplace, and it came in this like lot with the Baby Alive Beautiful Now Baby, and that doll actually came with a bunch of other accessories. And this spoon set actually comes with these 2 food jars right over here that I'll show you guys later, but all of them came as a set. I'll actually like put a picture up for you guys just to see what set it was and what the doll looked like when I got it. But this specific like spoon duo set, this came with those food jars, a disappearing bottle, a bib, and like things like that. So I'll definitely put a picture up so that you guys can kind of see what set it comes with. And I do get a lot of questions, especially about those food jars in the back. So places where you could probably find this would definitely be like Mercari, Facebook Marketplace, eBay. But because this set is just so considered to be like rare, and I haven't been able to find the set sold in a really long time, it's actually pretty hard to find it. I would consider it to be rare because I just never see it pop up. But yeah, definitely those places where I recommended, I would definitely recommend for you guys to look for these specific accessories. Okay, finally, this last spoon right over here, you guys probably have been seeing this since I started the video. You guys probably want to know where I found mine from. So this specific playset comes together, as you guys can see, and this came with the Baby Alive 2009 Baby All Gone doll. So there was one that was the My Baby All Gone doll that came with those 2 panda spoons, and then there's the Baby All Gone one. This set is actually well known because a lot of people had this growing up. My childhood best friend also had this growing up, and I loved the set so much and I really wanted it. So yeah, but basically as you guys can see, it's very similar to that like meal tray over there, but once you put the spoon inside of the bowl, bananas come into the spoon to look as if like you're scooping up bananas from the bowl. And then once it touches a doll's mouth or even your finger, it disappears as if the doll ate it, which is so cool. And it actually has a lever right over here, or a lever on both sides of the bowl and the spoon. So as you guys can see, like once this kind of drags up, banana food comes in. It's really hard to do it with your finger, but the bowl makes it a lot more easier. So once the levers connect, the food gets into the spoon. So where exactly did I find this? Now, I found this playset with that baby 𝐻𝑚 doll that you guys see in the background of every single video I make. And this like set actually came with that doll because that doll literally came with this exact set because it's the baby 𝐻𝑚 doll. So I found mine off of Facebook Marketplace for $5, which is honestly such a steal because this like set I've wanted for so long and it was hard to find for such a good price. But for sure, definitely take my advice and look on Facebook Marketplace. A lot of people who had this growing up, or a lot of like parents who had kids that had like this specific toy growing up are selling it now. So definitely check either Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Mercari. You guys already know the drill, but that is where I got mine from and where you guys can also find yours. And I'm obsessed with this set and it's just so satisfying. Like I could just play with this all day. Like it's just so fun. I don't know, I just love it. But yeah, those are all of my kind of spoons and like the meal trays and things like that. And then now we're just gonna move on to all of my bowls and plates and my food jars. All right, finally we are able to move on to this category of feeding supplies. So let's go ahead and start off with my food jar containers first. So these are the two that I have and the only two that are made, I'm pretty sure. So we have pears and we have peas. Now this exact set came with the spoon and the fork that I was showing you guys earlier, and all of them came in a set together. I will have a picture up for you guys for sure, just because I will get a lot of questions on these because they're not very easy to find. And basically how these work is that they just open and there's nothing inside, but you could put like powder and things inside, but I haven't because this is what happened once I put a liquid into it. Like the paper just started kind of staining. Now it looks like that. So I haven't really tried putting like any powder or liquids inside of the containers, but it would have been really nice if the like labels weren't paper, because I would hate for all of my like paper linings to get like stained. So that's why I haven't really put anything inside of them, but they're really good for keeping in like your diaper bag and things like that. So now comes the question, where did I find these and where can you guys find them? Now, as I mentioned previously, I found these off of Facebook Marketplace, and honestly, I just got lucky with it because these are very hard to find. But if you guys were to look for these, I would definitely recommend Facebook Marketplace like I did, and also probably like eBay, Mercari, and things like that. Except for the fact that eBay, like people on eBay are very smart, like they know the values of things, so these might actually be very expensive if you find them on eBay. But those are like the main places where you can find these, and best of luck to you guys looking for these. Okay, and let's move on to my whole tower of plates and bowls. So let's actually start over here, and as you guys can tell, these are some very tiny plates inside of this bowl over here. Now, as I mentioned earlier when I showed you guys my spoons and my forks, I had those really tiny 18-inch ones, and these are the our generation plates that I have. So once again, you can find similar plates to these from like 18-inch doll accessory sets. It doesn't even have to be our generation, like other kinds of brands of 18-inch dolls usually have these sizes of plates. And if you guys can't find like plates like these exactly, I know that those tea sets we used to have when we were younger also have very similar sizes to these like plates and spoons, so you could probably try those too. But these you can usually find like anywhere in toy stores, department stores. You don't even have to look online for these because you can just like find them in store. But yeah, those are my 18-inch doll plates and where you guys can find them. And I just got mine off of Toys R Us. Okay, let's move on to like more of the fun things. So let's start off with this monkey bowl right over here. Now, I actually got this monkey bowl from my 2009 soft face lot. So when I got that doll, it came with the original food packets that this bowl included. Unfortunately, I do not have the matching spoon to this, but I would love to own it one day. But where you guys can probably find this would probably be like Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Mercari. All of the places I've been saying since the beginning, those usually have these, and they're pretty common because these used to sell a lot back in like 2015, 2014. So these are pretty common and easy to find, so I would definitely recommend searching those places that I just recommended. But I'm obsessed with this bowl. It is so cute, and I love like the monkey pattern that it has going on. It's so cute. Okay, next up we have the Real Surprises Baby bowl, and I have the spoon to compare as well with you guys. But the flowers are actually very similar. They're just different color, and they just make the perfect match. I'm actually obsessed with this feeding set, and it has like a pink base to it, and it has a flower on the handle, and then the spoon is like a blue color with a flower on the handle as well. Now, I found mine off of Facebook Marketplace when I purchased my doll Eloise, but if you guys were to look for this exact set, I would recommend Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Mercari, all of the places I've been suggesting since the beginning, so you know the drill. But that is probably where you guys can find this, and yeah. Alright, next up I have my panda bowls that came with my 2013 Baby Live My Baby All Gone dolls. This is what they look like. You can obviously tell I put a lot of love into this bowl because the eyes of the panda are like fading away, but this is a newer one just to compare. So you guys can kind of tell how much I love this bowl growing up. And then here are the matching spoons. So the yellow one goes with the pink, super pretty. And then the purple one goes with the blue one. And now basically I got mine off of, this one was from Toys R Us and this one was off of eBay because I bought this doll more recently. But where you guys can find this is the same places that I've suggested since the beginning. Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Mercari. You guys are probably tired of me saying it, so from now on, I'm just gonna be like, you guys already know the places. But those are probably the easiest places you can find these if you want to look for them. And it's just really funny to me comparing both of these and just seeing how much love I put into this one growing up. So cute. But yeah, those are my panda bowls and where you guys can find them. Okay, and then these are my last few like plates and bowls. So let's start off with this one right over here. This one came with my 2007 Baby Live Learns to Potty doll. For reference, this is the matching spoon that goes with it. It matches perfectly, and it reminds me a lot of the Baby Live My Baby All Gone doll because of how similar the color patterns are. But I got mine when I purchased my 2007 Baby Life French Speaking Learns to Potty doll, and it actually came with this exact set. Now, if you guys were to look for this specific bowl, I would definitely recommend the places that I've been suggesting the entire time. Those will definitely have these in good condition. Alright, and then we have this bowl over here, and this one came with my 2009 soft face doll. And this is the matching spoon that goes with it. It is from 2009 because it has the purple star and the pink base. And you guys can also find this bowl from the exact same place that I mentioned. But I got mine when I purchased my 2009 soft face doll that you guys probably remember. I do have the unboxing on my channel if you guys would like to check out that video, but that is where I got mine from. And yeah. Alright, next up I have this bowl right over here. And this actually comes with the Baby Alive Deer High Chair set. And this is the matching spoon that I was talking about earlier. I'm actually obsessed with the design of this bowl, you guys. It's kind of glossy, which is honestly super cool because the other bowls that I've showed you guys are like solid, like matte. But this one actually has a gloss to it, so it's like shiny, which I absolutely love. And it's like different compared to the other bowls. So it has like a little deer in the middle, and I'm actually obsessed with the design. It's so cute. And that is the matching spoon that goes with it. Now, because the deer high chair is pretty hard to find, I would definitely recommend the same places that I've been recommending the entire video. And I got mine off of an eBay lot that I actually showed on my channel as well. I had a video showcasing an eBay lot, and this was one of the accessories that was actually a part of that lot. So yeah, you could probably find it on eBay like I did, hopefully. Alright, and here is my last kind of 2006 design bowl. This one came with the original 2006 soft base doll, and this is the matching spoon that goes with it. It has the yellow star on the end, and it has like a magenta, I would kind of say, like a base to it. Super pretty. I'm actually obsessed with the color designs, and I love the yellow star on the end. But you can also find this off of eBay. Because the 2006 soft face dolls are pretty common, these are actually very easy to find, except they are pretty overpriced because they are considered rare, apparently, which is weird, because the 2006 soft face dolls are actually not even that rare, but their accessories are just hard to find for a reasonable price. Like, if I had to admit, I did not pay a reasonable price for any of my 2006 accessories at all. All of them were actually pretty expensive, but I hope that you guys can find them for cheap because I was not able to do that. Okay, and now we're actually pretty close to finishing. So right over here I have this bowl, and this is actually a very unique Baby Alive bowl. Like, they don't really make things like this anymore. So basically this bowl has two different compartments. This is the bigger one, and then this is like the more narrow one. And the fork and the spoon actually go perfectly with this set. And this is what it looks like. I love the bird on the handle, you guys. It's so cute. And like, all of these accessories came a part of a very old Baby Alive set. So if you were to look for this, definitely the same places I mentioned. I found mine off of Facebook Marketplace with the beautiful Now Baby doll. But yeah, that is what it looks like, and I'm actually obsessed with this set. It's so cute. Okay, and finally we've made it to the end. These are my last two kind of plates that I use. I have to admit, I don't even use this one a lot, but the place where I found this from was like a cooking set that came with like a kitchen set, a bigger human-sized one for kids. So I've had this for quite a long time, but that's what it looks like. If you guys were to look for it, I would definitely recommend like dollar stores, kitchen sets. They all kind of have a very similar design to this one. And last but certainly not least, this is my last Baby Alive plate slash bowl. And this actually came with the Baby Alive, I think it was either the Breakfast Time Baby or the Snack and Sarah. But both of them have a very similar design, so it doesn't really matter too much anyways. And I got mine off of Facebook Marketplace when I either bought my Snack and Sarah doll or my Breakfast Time Baby that I no longer have. But I always kept the plate because it's very, very convenient to use for putting like flat foods, especially pretend foods like toast, bread, candy, fruits, all that kind of stuff. So this is very, very convenient for that stuff. But if I was to like suggest where to look for this, because like the Breakfast Time dolls are kind of newer, you could probably find them brand new in store. And I think they still sell the Snack and Sarah dolls, but maybe it's a little too difficult to find them now. I'm actually not too sure, because I can't even remember the last time I found like a Snack and Sarah doll in store. But if I was to like suggest where to find these for cheap, definitely don't order them online. I would probably say just look on Facebook Marketplace instead, because you can find these very easily for sure. Alright, so that is basically all of my spoons and my bowls, plates and things like that, all kind of inside of one video. So yeah, I am so sorry for the amount that I yapped, but I wanted to make sure that you guys kind of knew and understood where I found mine from and where you guys can find the same things like I did too. I like doing that in my videos because it kind of just directly answers your guys' question, and I get to do it so that each of you kind of understand more of a specific item and like where I found mine from, because I do get questions or comments in all of my videos all the time asking where I might find like a specific thing, which is another reason kind of why I wanted to start my collection series in the first place, so that you guys can kind of understand where I get my things. And I definitely don't like gatekeep where I get my things for cheap and stuff like that anyways. So I kind of just want to be the most helpful I can to you guys, especially the ones like collecting. But anyways, that is going to conclude for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to like and subscribe. And in the comments, definitely give me more suggestions on different kinds of video ideas, different things to add to my collection series. And also let me know which boulder spoon was your favorite that I showed in today's video. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and have an amazing day. Bye!